Have you ever thought about whether it's still a good idea to travel after age 70? It can be fun to see new places and learn about other cultures, but there are big risks that many older tourists don't think about until they're already having trouble. The things that happen to our bodies and thoughts as we age can make traveling harder, less predictable, and even dangerous. Some people think they can keep up the same level of activity they did when they were younger, but the truth is that traveling after age 70 comes with its own set of problems that can turn a dream journey into a stressful or even life-threatening situation. We'll show you 5 important reasons why it can be dangerous to travel after age 70 in this video. Each point will help you understand the problems that older travelers face, from medical emergencies that come up out of the blue to secret money traps that could drain your savings. Before we go on, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on alerts so you don't miss any important videos about planning and staying safe on journeys. By the end of this video, you'll have a good idea of the extra safety measures you need to take when traveling at this point in your life. You'll also learn how to make your journey safer if you still decide to go. Wait until the end, because the last reason on our list is something that many older travelers never think about, but it can cost them a lot of money, waste a lot of time, and cause them a lot of stress while they're traveling. Let's start now. First, there are more health risks and medical crises. One of the biggest worries about flying after age 70 is that you might get sick while you're away. The body changes over time, and diseases like heart disease, high blood pressure, and breathing problems can get worse all of a sudden. It's easy to get medical care at home, but it can be hard to get the right care when you're traveling, especially if you're going somewhere new or abroad. When you're not near a known doctor, a health problem that would be easy to handle in your home country can become very serious or even fatal. For many older travelers, the chance of having a medical problem is not just a possibility, it's a real worry. Deep vein thrombosis, a type of blood clot, is more likely to happen during long journeys. People who already have heart or lung problems may feel extra strain when they are at high elevations. Also, minor problems like being dehydrated or overheated can get worse in an environment you are not used to. Additionally, older tourists are more likely to get infections. This means that being exposed to new bacteria and viruses in different places can cause unexpected illnesses. Take James, a 74-year-old tourist who has always loved seeing new places. He got his wife and himself ready for a cruise because he thought it would be a fun way to see new places without having to do too much. On the 4th day of the journey, though, he started having terrible stomach pain. The ship's medical staff gave him basic care, but he needed to be taken to a hospital right away. They had to wait for an emergency evacuation to the nearest port because they were in the middle of the ocean. This made his care take several hours longer than planned. James was lucky to be alive, but what he went through was frightening. The journey that was supposed to be quiet turned into a stressful one. This could have been avoided if the risks had been thought through more thoroughly. Health insurance is another important factor. A lot of older tourists think that their regular health insurance will still cover them, but they find out too late that it doesn't cover medical care in other countries. Hospital stays, emergency surgeries, and even basic drugs can cost a lot of money if you don't have the right insurance. It costs some older visitors a lot of money just to get the care they need while they're away from home. What then can be done? If you're over 70 and want to vacation, you should talk to your doctor first. Get a full checkup, talk about any possible risks, and remember to bring all of your medicines. Find out about the healthcare system in the place you're going, and if you're going abroad, buy travel insurance that covers hospital stays and medical situations. When it comes to health, being ready can mean the difference between a great journey and a hard one. Staying healthy is important if you want to enjoy life after 70. But there's another danger that's often overlooked: being exposed to germs and infections. Also, more diseases and contaminants are coming in. One of the most underrated risks of flying for people over 70 is that they are more likely to get germs, viruses, and foodborne illnesses. Airports, trains, public transportation, and restaurants where people don't know each other are all great places for bacteria and viruses to spread. A mild flu or stomachache might not be a big deal for younger travelers, but for older people, these infections can cause major problems, hospital stays, and long-term health problems. An older person may come into contact with more disease agents in one journey than they would in months of staying at home. Their immune system might not be strong enough to fight them off most of the time. The immune system naturally gets weaker with age, which makes it harder to get better from illness. Health problems with the lungs are especially dangerous for older people. Studies have shown that older people are more likely to have serious problems from the flu, pneumonia, and even the common cold. This is especially true when they are introduced to new virus strains from other parts of the world. In particular, airplanes are a great place for diseases to spread. People sit next to each other and breathe in the same recycled air for hours. When you're in an airport with people from all over the world, it's easy to get bugs that your body hasn't seen before. Food and water safety is another very important issue. A lot of tourists are excited to try the food in other countries, but for older people, eating food made with unfamiliar ingredients, spices, or cooking methods can make their stomachs hurt. Getting sick from food because of norovirus, E. coli, and salmonella can be more serious for older people, causing diarrhea that lasts longer, dehydration, and a weaker immune system. People who live in many countries are used to the bacteria that are in the tap water, but tourists can get very bad stomach infections from them. An intestinal infection can happen from something as easy as drinking tap water or eating a salad that was washed in that water. Public bathrooms, hotel rooms, and rental cars are also great places for germs to spread. A lot of people think these places are safe because they look clean, but things like door buttons, seat belts, and tray tables aren't always cleaned as often as they should be. Seniors who use walkers or canes are even more at risk because they have to touch public objects all the time to keep their balance. So what can older tourists do to stay safe? If you have to move, you need to take extra safety measures. Using masks in crowded places, washing your hands often, and having hand sanitizer are all ways to avoid getting germs. Foodborne illnesses are less likely to happen if you only drink bottled or filtered water, stay away from raw foods in strange places, and choose well-cooked meals. It's important to check what vaccines are suggested and bring the medicines you need for stomach problems or respiratory infections on international journeys. One of the hardest things for people over 70 is staying healthy while traveling. If you don't take these steps, a fun journey can turn into a dangerous one. Traveling after age 70 is possible, but you need to be careful, plan ahead, and have a strong immune system. Not only are health risks a worry though, there is one more thing that can make travel a drag instead of a pleasure, and it has an effect on health, money, and peace of mind. 3. Extreme tiredness and trouble recovering. It might look fun to travel, but for people over 70, it can be much harder on their bodies than they thought. Long flights, arriving at the airport early in the morning, having a plan that changes often, and walking a lot can make you very tired, and it can be hard to recover from. When they were younger, a good night's sleep was all they needed to get their energy back. But now, many older tourists feel tired for days or even weeks after a journey. When the body is tired, it can't do other things as well. The immune system gets weaker, motor balance gets worse, and the chance of getting sick or hurt goes up a lot. One of the hardest things for older tourists is that they have trouble sleeping. It can be hard to get enough rest when you're sleeping in a bed you're not used to, in a noisy hotel, or in a different time zone. Not getting enough sleep doesn't just make you tired, it also makes it harder to think clearly, weakens your immune system, and may even raise your risk of heart problems. Studies have shown that older people who travel through several time zones take longer to get used to the new schedule. This means that jet lag effects can last a lot longer than imagined. Because of this, long-term tiredness can ruin a journey that was supposed to be fun, leaving the visitor tired instead of refreshed. Also, the physical stress of traveling can be a big problem. Sitting for long periods of time on a plane, bus, or train can make your muscles stiff, your joints swell, and your risk of thrombosis go up. For older people with arthritis or circulatory problems, being inactive for long stretches of time can cause pain that lasts even after the journey is over. Even once you get to your destination, seeing the sights, carrying your bags, and sticking to a busy schedule can become too much to handle. It can be hard to keep up with the pace of a journey that starts out exciting. Richard, a 75-year-old man who has always loved traveling, is a real-life example of this. He and his wife planned a foreign journey after he retired because they thought it would be just as fun as the journeys they had taken in the past. But Richard was already tired before the sightseeing even started because of the 10-hour journey, the long wait at the airport, and the 6-hour time difference. By the second day, it was hard for him to walk long distances, stay awake during tours, and he needed to take lots of breaks. It was almost time to go home by the time he finally got used to it, and he spent weeks healing from the journey instead of enjoying the memories he had made. Another common problem for older visitors is making sure they stay hydrated and eat well. A lot of places offer strange foods that can make your stomach hurt, and people often forget to drink water while they're traveling. Being dehydrated can make you tired, dizzy, and mentally clouded, which can make even easy tasks hard. This condition, along with not getting enough sleep and being physically active, makes a lot of older travelers feel even more tired when they get back from their journeys than when they went. So what can be done to lessen these effects? It's important to plan rest days, stay hydrated, and avoid doing things right after each other without giving your body time to heal if you have to travel. Taking shorter journeys with time to move around during layovers, bringing healthy snacks, and planning time to take naps can all help you feel less tired. But most importantly, it's important to know your own boundaries and change the speed of your travel, because a journey should be fun, not something that makes you feel sick for weeks afterward. Traveling is hard on older people's bodies, but there's another risk that's not always taken into account. They're more likely to fall and get hurt. The fourth is a higher chance of falling and getting hurt. The higher chance of falls and accidents is one of the worst things about traveling after age 70. Our balance, reflexes, and bone structure naturally get worse as we age. This means that any fall could be dangerous. A small fall at home might not seem like a big deal, but an accident in a strange place can lead to broken bones, long hospital stays, and even losing the ability to move for good. In fact, an elderly person's life can change drastically after just one fall. What was supposed to be a relaxing vacation can become a physical and financial nightmare. A lot of older travelers don't understand how different places to travel can be from what they're used to. There is a higher chance of falling in hotels, cruise ships, and historical sites because the floors aren't level, the stairs aren't well lit, and the surfaces are slippery. Access to some places is limited or non-existent, which can make easy things like getting on a bus or walking on cobblestone streets difficult. Also, emergency medical services aren't always as quick or advanced as they are at home. This means that even small injuries can take longer to treat, which raises the risk of complications. In the story of Linda, a 78-year-old woman who wanted to go to Europe, this is very clear. She walked everywhere without any problems in her hometown, but when she got to Italy and saw the steep, bumpy streets, she knew it wouldn't be as easy as she had thought. In the middle of the night, she lost her balance as she stepped off a badly lit sidewalk and broke her hip. She had to have surgery after being taken to a nearby hospital. Her journey was cut short, and instead of being a memorable experience, she had to go through months of painful recovery. Another big reason people fall is that they are tired. Balance and coordination can be affected by long journey days, irregular meals, and nights when you can't sleep. Reflexes slow down when the body is tired, which makes it more likely to journey or fall. For older visitors who already have joint pain or arthritis, walking long distances in airports or tourist spots can make their pain and swelling worse, which can make them more likely to lose their balance. How can these risks be kept to a minimum? To stay safe, pick places that are easy to get to, stay away from dangerous areas with rough ground, and always wear the right shoes. A big difference can also be made by using canes, shoes that support your feet, and keeping an easy pace while you do things. The most important thing is to know your own boundaries, because no journey is worth the chance of losing your freedom and mobility in the long run. For those of you who are still watching this video and finding it useful, leave a comment with number 4. Also, if you haven't already, please subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any new material. Let's talk about the next point, which is the unexpected costs of going as an older person. 5. Insurance for journeys and financial risks. One of the most surprising risks of flying after age 70 is not just to your health, but also to your money. If an older tourist runs into a problem while on vacation, they often think that their insurance or personal savings will cover it. But the truth is that medical emergencies, last-minute cancellations, and even financial scams can quickly use up a big chunk of their budget, changing what should be a fun journey into a terrible one for their finances. A big financial risk for older visitors is not having medical insurance while they're away. A lot of people don't know that their normal health insurance might not pay for care in other countries. This means that if someone gets sick while traveling, they may have to pay for all of their own medical bills. A medical escape in an emergency, like being flown to a good hospital, can cost tens of thousands of dollars, even in places where healthcare is pretty cheap. Many seniors have to make a tough choice if they don't have the right journey insurance, pay a huge medical bill, or not get the care they need. Aside from medical bills, another common financial problem for older tourists is having to cancel their journeys. A lot of people plan their journeys months ahead of time because they are sure they will be healthy when the time comes to leave. But life is uncertain, and health problems can happen at any time, making them have to delay or cancel their journey. Many airlines, hotels, and ship lines have strict rules that don't let you get your money back if you have to cancel at the last minute. Because of this, not having enough travel insurance can cost you thousands of dollars and make it harder to change your plans for the journey in the future. Medical costs and delays are not the only big financial risks. Scams and fraud are also big. Cons are often after older visitors who aren't paying attention. Taxis that aren't registered and charge crazy prices that are way too high for basic goods and services, and more complex schemes meant to steal banking information are some of the most common tricks. Criminals often keep a close eye on elderly tourists who look lost or uncertain because they know those people are less likely to realize they are being scammed at the time. Scammers sometimes go even further by making up fake travel deals that offer luxury packages at prices that are too good to be true. George, a 76-year-old man who had always been good with his money, is a real-life example of this. He saved money for months so he could finally go to a warm island. He planned every detail and made all of his reservations ahead of time. But when he got to his destination, he He found that the hotel he was meant to stay at didn't exist. He lost money to an online scam, and it was too late for him to fix the problem at that point. He had to quickly find a new hotel because he had nowhere else to stay. It cost him twice as much as he had planned just to get a place to sleep. What was meant to be a relaxing journey turned into a financial drag that stuck with him after he got back home. So what can older tourists do to keep these risks at bay? 1. Make sure your foreign health insurance covers you. If your health plan doesn't cover you when you're not in your home country, you need to get travel insurance that covers medical situations and possible journey cancellations. 2. Only book with companies you know you can trust. Do your study on hotel, airline, and tour package reviews before you pay for anything. Stay away from deals that seem too good to be true. 3. Be careful with your money and private data. Don't take around a lot of cash, keep your bank cards safe, and never give out your financial information to people you don't know. Traveling can be fun and educational, but these financial risks make it clear that after age 70, extra care needs to be taken. Going on journeys can be hard for some seniors because of the unknown costs, the chance of falling for scams, and the unpredictability of medical problems. But does this mean that I will never be able to travel again? Not all the time. This video talked about 5 main reasons why traveling after age 70 can be very dangerous. These are problems that many people don't know they have until they are in the middle of them. Unexpected medical issues, injuries, infections, being too tired to function, and money problems can all turn a journey that was supposed to be relaxing into one that is tiring and even dangerous. Traveling might seem like a fun way to spend retirement, but after a certain age, it needs a lot more planning, care, and attention than it did when you were younger. Does this mean that older people should never get on a plane again? Not all the time. The important thing is not to give up on wanting to see new places, but to change how you plan your journeys. Instead of choosing flights that are long and tiring, tight schedules, and difficult places, it might be smarter to choose options that are safer and easier to get to. It can make a big difference in safety and general enjoyment to check out local attractions, take shorter journeys, or choose places with good medical facilities first. It should be the goal of travel to bring happiness and new experiences, not new problems that don't go away when you get back home. If you or someone you care about wants to travel after age 70, you should think about the problems that might come up. Are you in good enough health to go on the journey? Do you have travel insurance that will cover you if something goes wrong and costs you money? Is the place you want to go safe and easy to get to? It might not be fun to be asked these questions, but being honest in your answers can help avoid stressful situations and make sure you have a more peaceful and enjoyable time. In the end, having a long life isn't just about getting more years. It's also about making sure you enjoy those years with freedom, quality, and peace of mind. If not going on a journey that isn't necessary will keep you healthy and safer, then it might be worth it to think about the risks again before booking the next flight. Thanks for being here today. If you want to share something you learned from this video and how you plan to use it in your life, please leave a comment below. We value your opinion, so please don't be shy about telling us what you think. The comments you leave inspire and motivate us to keep giving you useful material. If you found this video useful, please like it, subscribe to the channel, and share it with other people who could use the knowledge. With your help, we can keep making material that is both educational and inspiring. It was fun to watch. See you in the next video.